Welcome back to the eSports Report. Mr. X Benson in the New York City studios today. Show you guys who that player was that we left you guys with before the commercial break. I saw a few people.
Pretty ironic.
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny. I saw a few people get it in the chat. Two really good guesses, but a lot of people ended up getting it right.
Who was it, Matt?
Player was Zuma. Woohoo! We were talking about him for the Ultimate Duo. That was Zuma, who was player 3 recently. You know, this AW. Now I wouldn't say AW's breakout game. It was a Ghost's kind of breakout game, but playing very good in Season 2 for AW. With this phase roster, 30.12 kills per respawn, 7 caps per game, 3 defends, a 1.11 KD. You didn't expect this KD to be that high. Around like 1, not that far over 1. But Zuma doing a very nice job here in Season 2.
Yeah, he's having a great season so far. But back to the Ultimate Duo tournament. Who won?
We can throw the poll up. We can figure out who won. And it's
well, there you go.
Cap and Proof. They are going to move on in the Ultimate Duo tournament, winning our last first round matchup. We can actually look at the bracket updated, show you guys where everything's going to fall. And what are we going to kick off next week with?
I don't know. I think I have to do Kill Miracles, Big T Ray.
Yeah.
That's
so.
Awesome.
Yeah, you see the top half, Aches and Teep, Merc, and Nameless. They'll match up in round number 2. Nadeshot and Scump versus Sharp and Theory. That'll be a round 2 matchup as well. And then on the flip side of the bracket, like Ben was talking about, you're going to have Big T and Ray going up against Killa and Mirror. Definitely think that's probably going to be the closely contested matchup in round 2. Actually, all you know, that this bottom side stacked. I mean, you have Crim and Karma versus Proof and Cap up top. That's going to be a tough one.
That's the closest game.
Oh, yeah.
Proof and Cap. I honestly think Ray and Big T will beat Killer Miracles.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'd be surprised if they did.
Ray and Big T seem to be a fan favorite. But cast off Season 2.
Yes.
Gonna get going soon. I believe submissions end tomorrow.
Today.
Oh, today.
Today.
They end today at 5 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, all submissions are in.
All submissions are in. 5 p.m.
As it is 5:30.
Should we extend it?
That's up to you. This is you. Look at that. Look at that man right there.
Should we extend it?
That's up to you. I mean, that's up to you.
Yeah, why not?
Producer Chris Puckett. I mean, we can extend it again.
Yeah, he's not here. We get to make the calls. We'll extend it. We'll give you another day. Because why not? Because YOLO. You have one more day.
When? Friday at?
Say 6 p.m. Eastern.
Okay. So I guess Ben just decided to extend it another day.
I'm a generous person. We have Fridays off anyway.
At 6 p.m. Obviously, prizes to cast at X Games. Something I don't see a reason why somebody wouldn't want to cast at the X Games.
Why would you not want to cast at X Games?
Wouldn't make any sense. But Season 1, just like a lot of the players that we saw in the LOL segment of the day, submitted some pretty fail videos. Let's check those out real quick.
Oh my god.
Hello.
Thank you for taking the time to go ahead and watch it.
Get off the Xbox.
Mom, stop. What the hell?
To answer your question, no, I don't usually sit around in a shirt and tie while I'm sitting in my dorm room.
And this year I really wanted to pursue some of my passions. I worked a little bit for the post office.
When I'm not studying for an exam, I'm not on the ice with my buddies, and I'm not at the bar, I like to spend a lot of my time playing Call of Duty.
I'm gonna skip it to, you know, the part where I, start. Yeah.
Alright, let's get right into the casting. I apologize, just please enjoy.
Happy's making his way up the backside. I don't think they know he's there. Egg's looking the wrong way. Happy gets cleaned up from behind.
Here we have Aches with a sniper, trying to get a pick.
Aches with the sniper. He sees a player across mid, nades him.
You shouldn't push him right now, and he goes in anyway. Accuracy picks up the kill.
Bored of the Where Happy right now. He's pushing back. He sees one. He gets to get him.
Slasher with the 2-piece against another 3-piece. Did somebody order chicken selects?
Cool. Will he have thumbs here? Will he get a kill? And he gets shut down.
Flasher, there you go, buddy. Pick up the scrap time. You need it desperately.
And that's going to do it for today's match. We'll see you next time on the next match.
Some great videos there submitted for Cast Off
We'll
Season
see
1.
you next time on the next match.
Excited to see what happens with Season 2. We have a lot of very interesting stuff planned. for Season 2. Looking for my pen so I can mark down my victories because, oh, there it is. We're about to start.
You don't need to mark down the victories. You're going to win this segment because the people like it when I get angry.
So the people always know that the people's counter is correct.
He gets to get him.
He gets to get him.
He gets to get him.
I like the guy who just doesn't have the gameplay. It's just like the front lobe of his head just staring at you, and he's talking over whatever you're watching.
Oh, it's too good.
So
anyway, QuickScope.
QuickScope. How does this work? Guess you know by now. Hashtag QuickScope Ben if you want to be a loser. Hashtag QuickScope Matt. Obviously, if you want to be one of the cool kids that didn't get stuff thrown at Matt lunch. Yeah, people, there's some bad stuff going on in these schools now. People
Really?
throwing lunch at each other for, I mean.
You guys are crazy.
Kids walk around their school and they're like, hey, you Benson fan? He's like, yeah. They like throw his head in toilets and they throw stuff at him. It's not good. Your fans are in trouble, man. Your fans getting picked on.
Good time.
Question number 1. What is the single greatest map in COD history? You can go first. I will elect to go second.
Single greatest map. COD history.
Think young and hard, young Benson.
I'm gonna say.
You're gonna say a map I probably never heard of.
I was thinking of doing it. I was thinking of going over to COD 4 Days. Hit it with some like wet work because that was a good map. I'm not gonna do it.
This map in Halo called Waterworks.
Hit it with Crash because that was also an epic map. I'm not gonna do it. It's worth mentioning. Make sure you're voting on Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter, not the stream.
Otherwise,
you're not really voting.
You're not really voting. You're just sitting there looking silly. I'm gonna go with Raid.
Why? Because the chat started spamming it.
I was actually thinking. I was thinking of Raid or Standoff.
You're staring at the chat.
No, I was staring at you.
That's fine.
I was thinking Raid or Standoff. To be honest with you, I personally preferred Raid. Search and Destroy, it was laid out perfectly. CTF, it was laid out perfectly. Hardpoint, everything was relatively on point. Yeah. Nothing too ridiculous. It was just a good map. And every time you watched games on Raid, you felt like, oh, this is awesome.
Fair enough.
I was gonna go really old. I was gonna go really old school, but I didn't want to because I think that's unfair because you don't really know the COD.
No, I mean I know like some of the main maps.
Crash.
Right.
But you describe it with which was the one with the helicopter in the middle.
Right. No.
See, this has to stop. You have 100% of the votes and you haven't said a thing. This is why this segment is flawed massively.
No, this segment is the best thing that's ever happened to the SR.
No, but see, you haven't said anything.
See, I'm trying to think. There's like maps I've liked, but I'm not sure if they've been like
I'm gonna
in previous. Don't tweet yourself.
No, I'm gonna tweet myself. I'm gonna Twitter search QuickScope Matt. I'm gonna see which person it is. I'm gonna go in the back. I'm gonna block him.
No, you can't do that.
Yeah, because you have one guy. Let me search quick.
So it doesn't have to be a competitive map.
No, but what else are you gonna pick?
Right.
Search.
No, I think I would probably say Crash.
All right, so you have one guy who basically spams QuickScope Matt.
I keep him on payroll, man.
I propose
Crash.
You know what? Let me see.
No, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go in the back. I'm gonna block him.
Stop! You're so angry. I would say Crash seems to be a map that everybody kind of wants brought back. I never really heard anybody say anything bad about it.
About which map?
Crash. I've never heard anybody. Has anybody ever kind of said like you did not like that map?
I mean, a couple of people. It's not going to be the best for competitive, and you really don't know about Crash,
right?
So you just basically went off what people in the stream chose.
No, I was actually gonna. I was gonna say.
I know him too well.
What's the one that they've remade a few times?
Firing Range.
No. Is the original called Favela?
Favela has not been remade.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it got remade once.
They remade it once.
Yeah, they
right?
remade it once. Dude, Firing Range was much better than
Favela. So I mean, I would say Crash. You can win this one.
Okay, 1-0. You mean choke it up? All right, moving on. Second question. How'd you go about making the veto system work for Lanigan, Matt? What'd you do?
I think the issue with the veto system in the first place was that we just don't have enough map and mode combinations that allow people to pick and ban with only, what, 11 game types to choose from? Like 11 map mode combinations. It produced the same thing every time. I mean, towards the end of Black Ops 2, how many series did we watch that were like Raid, standoff, slums, standoff, like raid, like in like the opposite order. I think that's why we started to get away from that. Even on Ghost, we saw like a lot of the same series over and over and over again. I think you open it up and you make more game mode and map combinations, which I think would be interesting because let's say you have an Optic Gaming versus Denial, and let's say maybe there's 20 overall map and mode combinations to pick from. Like I know Denial, like they practice like, I don't know, just gonna throw, like this wouldn't be a map in mode combination. I'm gonna say like, let's say they practice like green band hardpoint a lot. Like they're really good. Like you're gonna have to veto that like against Denial. So you have different setups for each team that would produce a different series. And then maybe, you feel like you could beat them on one map and you're a lot weaker on another that they might be okay at. That's when you would veto another map. I think that's the only way it works on LAN and Call of Duty is if we add more maps and modes.
I am going to disagree with you. I'm going to say, how do you make it more interesting in the first place? I say, make the veto system where I can ban a gun, or I can ban a perk, or I can ban an attachment. If you know,
like a full
if I know Killer is going to be permanently running thermal or melee, just going to straight out ban the thermal. Or if I know someone,
how would you police that?
Or if I know someone has danger. Veto system, you can do it online. When was the veto system really ever done, like, elsewhere? We have the Pro League, so you wouldn't veto in the Pro League.
You'd have to. The stuff for LAN
you can still do it online.
LAN,
you can still do it online pretty easily. I don't think it'd be that difficult. I think a veto system where I'm like, oh, I know TCM used danger close nades. Vetoing out danger close. You could veto a gun, a map, and a perk. Maybe even a piece of equipment. But maybe then if you don't even go for the map. You just go for a perk, piece of equipment, and a gun. And voila. That then gives you more weapon diversity.
Well, that's
gives you some differencing in
There's
perks.
the ultimate problem. It's like, are we going to see enough map? Are you going to see enough gun diversity either way? Like, I feel like Call of Duty, they always gravitate to like 3 guns and that's it. Ben tweeted himself out. That is so cheesy.
Why? I just tweeted hashtag QuickScope Ben. That only counts as one.
That is so.
That only counts as one vote.
Oh yeah, and all your like retweets and stuff.
No, retweets don't count. They actually don't.
That's ridiculous.
That's actually a really good idea, though. I think I'm a genius. Anyway, I'm 2-0 up. Next question.
That's like the cheesiest.
Should there be a global sound in Search and Destroy when the bomb carrier is killed, like there is now, or should you have to walk over and see if the bomb is down when you kill the bomb carrier?
I'll go first.
Please.
You should have to walk over and see if the bomb's actually down. The game should not give you that type of information just for killing one person cross map. It shouldn't tell you, if the bomb is down cross map. You should have to go investigate it. I feel like the defense is already at an advantage. Not on every map, but defense is standardly on an advantage. I feel like you shouldn't even give them even more of an advantage.
Disagree.
Why?
I think that is such an important piece of information. It should be globally known. If I kill you and you have the bomb, I want to hear Christmas bells. I want to hear carols going off. I want to hear like Santa Claus is coming.
How easy are we trying to make this game? You're gonna make
the
bomb in this game. Make it even easier.
The bomb in this game is almost impossible to see. It like blends into the floor.
Retweets do count.
They really don't.
No,
you can ask Will.
You cheat to win.
Dude, I don't. They don't count. Will just said they don't count. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Anyway,
that should definitely be noise. I win this one as well. 3-0.
You've been cheating.
No, I'm
cheated to win.
I'm 3-0 up. There was no cheating. Will just said retweets do not count. The producer of the show just said it. Next question.
You've effectively ruined the segment by doing that. But okay.
How? People are agreeing with me for the first time ever.
One feature to Codcaster to make viewing either more enjoyable or easier to watch. What would it be?
I'm first. Instant replays. Without a shadow of a doubt, instant replays would be the coolest feature we could add to Broadcaster. Something sick happens and I want to rewatch that. I go back in time, I'm like, all right, let's have a look at JCap's ace, or let's have a look at exactly how that hardpoint was broken. And rather than seeing it from a perspective of the player, you can zoom out, go in free cam, you can see all the different players going through, bang. That would be the coolest feature.
Instant replay would be cool, but you can already do instant replay. It's called an EVS machine. Go look it up.
Doesn't matter. It's not in the broadcaster mode.
Right, but I think
if you could add one feature to Codcaster.
What I would like to see added to Codcaster is a way for them to link up with a companion app that I can actually draw on the map, and it can show up on your screen. And I can use it as a telestrator mid-game. I can bring it up I can draw on it. I can circle things.
Like
I can do stuff
like
that.
the stuff we used
that we had with the Surface.
in the Surface, but actually in the
actually
game.
in the game.
That'd be
So
cool.
I could
That would be
say,
cool.
like, you throw to me talking about rotations, whatever. I bring the map up and I'm drawing on it of where the players should sit up and should go, and then we can actually see the players in real time move
game.
on the map. Yeah.
Dude, that would be dope.
That would be sick.
Dude, that would
I think that would be really cool.
That would be really cool.
I don't know if we have the
What's the vote,
percentages,
Will?
but
Put the vote up, Will. We want to see
I
the
think Will
numerical
was resetting the vote.
50-50.
Yep,
So
here we
again,
go.
you
Yeah,
I
back
went
to
with
normal.
I went with instant replays.
Yep, but you can already
Which
do
is
instant replay. You just
No,
take
you
an EVS
can't.
machine.
It says
you have somebody.
read it right here. Read it right here.
No.
If you
okay.
could add one feature to Codcaster,
Right.
is there a feature right now in broadcast mode that allows you to do instant replays? Yes. Or
No.
no?
But
So then there you go.
there's
So
a
I'm adding-
machine we already have.
We already
that
have
can
the
do
same
it.
machine that can do what you just said. We've done it before in
Not
events. We did
effectively.
it.
Not effectively in real time.
Instant replays in real time. We can't do instant replays in real time.
You can.
No, we can't. It's the same. We literally. Your argument is the same to me.
Were
as
you
it is
at
to
COD Champs?
Yes. When did we have a replay in real time? Of like 6 minutes into a game, we went, "Oh, do you remember when Denal broke that hill?"
We could have qualified.
No, you couldn't.
Yes, you could have.
No, you couldn't.
Yeah, real-time replays is not too long, but all right,
Oh,
I
wait,
won
you
that
win
one because obviously you
3-1?
didn't cheat. So, I mean, here's another one. If you could turn any movie into a video game, what movie would it be, and what type of game would it be? You can go first.
No, I insist. You go first on this one. Probably because I need to think of a good movie.
Okay, hold on. Let's preface this. Let's make a rule to this question. Can it be a movie that's already been made into a game, or is it
No.
Okay, so we're going fresh movies.
Yeah, of course.
Ooh. This is a tough one.
The Matrix got made into a game.
I was
Can't
gonna
use
say that.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, I was like, the Matrix. Those games should have been so much better.
If they
and
did
imagine
a
like
Matrix game
bullet
now.
time in multiplayer or something like that. A way to do it. Huh.
I have one in the back of my mind. Got it.
You can go first, Aaron.
Fast and Furious.
They don't have games for Fast and Furious?
They have Need for Speeds. They have other
I
other
swear
games.
they made a Fast and Furious game.
Nope. Need for Speed Underground. Google it. Make sure I'm just Google Fast and Furious game. I'm 100% sure they didn't.
That's odd. That they did.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. I thought they did. Fast and Furious.
Oh.
Yeah.
PS.
So that is not a valid
So I was thinking
answer.
like Need for Speed and
Right,
okay,
that's
all
not
right,
a valid
all right, so
answer.
I've striked out on that one. Taken would be terrible. I still have a backup one.
Taken wouldn't be that bad of a game.
It'd be an awful game.
Liam Neeson. I'm trying to think. Yeah, they have a bunch of Fast and Furious games, evidently.
Did they make a Expendables? There's no way there's an Expendables game.
Yeah, they do.
What?
Yeah, it's not that good.
Walking Dead.
They have games.
Oh yeah, they have the Telltale.
Yeah, they have
I was
the
thinking of like
best one.
actual like. Damn.
I got it.
Oh,
I got it.
Okay.
You want to go first?
No, you go first.
You go first.
Wait, no, you go first.
I don't know if they made a game on it.
What are you gonna say?
I want I Am Legend made into a video game, kind of like how was what was the one for PlayStation? I played it, I streamed it, the remake. Oh man. It's gonna hold on. What was the name of it? Oh, it was so good. It was a zombie game. The Last of Us. It needs to be an I Am Legend game like The Last of Us.
That's
with Will
basically
Smith.
that's
that would be
basically
pretty
that
sweet.
same game.
That would be pretty sweet. Or I think if you had the Avengers in a MOBA type of scenario.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Along those lines. Name a good film. There's some good films.
Those would be my two. Either
I would pick Home. Have you seen Home?
Oh, you're making it into a
brand
game?
new film. Yeah, brand new film just came out. Uses Sheldon Cooper from The Big Bang Theory as the voice of the little alien. It's actually, and I'm being 100% honest with you, the funniest film I've seen in years.
But would it be a good game?
Yes, it'd be amazing. Imagine being able to listen to Sheldon Cooper say all these like funny, witty things in a game. I would love it.
I think an Avengers game would be sick. Something like a real game,
But
not like a
a
kid
MOBA.
cartoon game. Like something like imagine like a Smite, like Avengers themed.
Be pretty good.
That would be pretty sweet. That would be pretty sweet. You've won again. Yay! Congrats.
Yes.
CTF. Yeah. I mean, do we count the ones that you tweeted yourself out? I guess.
All
we
I
do.
did was tweet it once because you had one guy spamming it. So I was like, screw it.
CTF is the weakest
it
game
FIFA
mode
fair
in
play.
Call of Duty. Why? How would you go about fixing it?
Why? The game is significantly fast. We play with a low respawn time of 5 seconds. Fixing CTF, for me, the ultimate solution is take it out. But if we're assuming we can't do that,
Can't
I would
take
give it the respawn of 7.5 respawn. Think about it. Black Ops 2, CTF respawn 7.5. MW3 respawn 7.5. In a quicker game, we're using a lower respawn. Doesn't make sense to me. If you increase the respawn time in that extra 2.5 seconds, think how far you can move in 2.5 seconds. Biolab, for example, you can't tell me if you pull the flag from Eskies down snow, you could cut off those spawns.
I think CTF is the weakest game mode in Call of Duty right now because of the way it's played. It's the first thing that threw me for a loop when I got into Call of Duty was the way you guys play CTF.
It's different than any
so
other game, right?
Backwards. I wanted to put a word in front of that. It is so backwards. It's mind blowing. Like every other game you play CTF, it's every other game you look at, CTF is the most enjoyable game mode to watch.
Right.
It's the most fun to play.
Consistent.
It's consistent. It's easy for people to understand. To capture the flag, it's not like it's science. The issue with Call of Duty is the players play to not give up caps. So it comes down to some stupid kind of battle where it's okay, we have 3 players kind of sitting mid-map, you have 3 players sitting mid-map, and then you send 1 player from each team that needs to just win 1 gun battle at the base to pull a flag, and then you just kind of play this, there's no reason to ever be aggressive again. And then the other team's already penalized for being aggressive to begin with. It's just really odd.
How should people play it?
I mean, how should people play it? People in other games, it was always just aggression. Like, I mean, map control obviously wins CTF, but in this game, it's more of let's get map control, and instead of pushing up the map, it's let's just send, Shane, Enable, Zuma, Karma, just like flank around, get 1 guy, and then run the flag out.
People in the chat saying replace the maps. I don't think there's any good maps. I think that's another issue. Name a good CTF map, like a one we don't use
a
already.
really good one.
Like there isn't. They don't exist. The game isn't made for CTF. I don't think. I think that's a really big issue with the game. It's just simply not made for.
It's the maps aren't really made for CTF, and the spawns aren't really.
I'm telling
made
you,
for
a
CTF.
7.5 respawn timer would fix so many broken spawns. It blows my mind that people aren't asking to try it. Why would you not even try it? Even
Honestly,
for a league game.
the issues with spawns, we can talk about that another time. I believe is because it's 4v4. That's the issue with spawns. But nobody wants to hear that.
Yeah, because it's the way the game is built. They use heat maps of 6v6.
Right,
and then
the heat maps used for spawns are not based on 4 and 4. They're based on 6 on 6,
which is a huge issue.
Right. So then when you only take those, that's when like those split-second decisions like makes like a crazy spawn happen and people go nuts. Last one.
Okay.
More competitive.
That one as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, great.
You cheated today.
I didn't cheat. I tweeted once.
You were sitting here laughing,
because
and the
I
whole
think
chat,
it's funny.
the whole chat is spamming that you cheated.
Let me.
No, it's fine.
I'm a
No, let's go to the next one.
No, I don't want you to think I cheated. I can beat you fair and square.
Let's go to the next one. No, because we're gonna play Mortal Kombat, and then I'm gonna beat you fair and square. We're playing Mortal Kombat.
See, look. People are just tweeting it. That's not me.
Yeah. Okay.
How is that me?
You have the same people. You have this one person spamming it just like I did. You probably told the one person to spam it.
I'll slip you $50 if you keep tweeting.
Yeah. You won, Ben. Congrats. For competitive, should every gun be viable? See, the issue. I actually got this like I think Thorn made a video on like this topic for Counter-Strike. So I was like, you know what, this is the kind of cool topic we can talk about for Call of Duty as well. Should every gun be viable? No.
Why?
Every gun shouldn't be viable.
Why?
Because there's no reason for it to. I think it's interesting. It's like a double-edged sword, right? You want to see variety. So it's like, okay, yeah, it's great that everybody uses different guns, whatnot. But we're always going to find one gun in that variety that will be better than everybody else.
Disagree 100%.
So
This is actually something I genuinely disagree with you on. And it's
Why?
not just like I disagree.
Why should every
Number
gun
one,
be, is every gun viable?
As it is right now? No.
No.
Absolutely not. Why should it be?
Why
The game that we play should be exactly the same as the game Timmy down the road plays.
Right.
The issue doesn't come with should every gun be like allowed.
It's for competitive.
It needs to be patched. The game needs to be patched frequently.
Right.
That's
no,
the issue.
We can both agree on that.
That's the issue. Every single gun should be allowed, but should be balanced.
Well, no, see, that's not the
efficient.
question. It's not that they should be allowed.
For competitive, should every gun be viable? Yes.
Like
Because it should
viable as in, okay, I
it.
can use a KF5 and
100%.
hold my own against you.
100%. Because you want the average viewer to be able to tune in and say, oh, that's the gun that I use. Oh. And then immediately the guy's like, oh, this guy's pretty cool. This could be my favorite pro player. Gross. Having a different rule set or just a different game, we basically play a different game.
Right. Yeah, no, we
which
play
is
a
just
completely different game. With it just mind-blowing in itself. I don't think every gun should be viable. I think there should be
Just because every gun is viable doesn't mean
some
we would
guns
use
should
it.
be really like pub guns. Like, I don't think you'd ever see like somebody bring out an Ohm and like be like.
But how cool would it be if they did?
It would
Imagine someone brings out an Ohm and gets an Ace and S&D. You'd be sat there like.
It would be cool, but I think you're kind of hindered by what you can do with like aim assist and like balancing and stuff on like a console. So I don't think you'd ever actually get a game like how many guns ideally would like be great for you to see viable, like in a competitive game.
All of them.
I mean,
It comes down to it's like saying.
I'm trying to look at other
It's
games.
like with League of Legends, right? It's like with League of Legends saying, "Oh, how many of these champions are viable?"
Well, you're comparing
all
two
of them.
completely different
CS:GO.
games.
How
You're
many
comparing
how
two
many guns in
completely different
CS:GO are viable? All of them. Every single one of them. They're not in the game if they're not viable.
You don't see
How many of them
you
are
don't see
banned?
deagles.
Yes, you do. How many deagles? How many times does a deagle get banned? Never.
Wait, I'm not saying banned.
Yeah, but
I'm
you
saying
can-
everything
dude,
is unlocked.
I could go online
what
tonight.
can you use?
I could go online tonight with a deagle and
You will,
destroy
okay, you will never see a professional player use
you will.
one. It will
because
buy
they
a
patch the
deagle
game.
and
They
pistol.
patch the game to make different guns better at
Like
different
you'll see
times
a
in the
choice
guns- in the
between
game
like
cycle.
you'll see a choice between like a CZ or a 5.7 between players. or,
Now,
like,
yeah, but go
or,
back,
like, a
go
different
back,
one.
go back like
Okay.
a year ago.
Well, you go back a
That's
year
what I'm saying.
ago. The
But that's what
CZU
I'm
is
saying.
basically an AK-47.
Everything is viable. If you go back in time, they patched the game enough times
We
to
also
create
have
their own
also
meta
have a
game.
yearly release.
Right, that's a
with
huge
different
issue with
guns
COD.
every year.
That's
as
a
well.
huge issue.
I think for COD, like you have 1 or 2 guns in each class that are viable for competitive. I think then you're okay. But the issue is I think with, it's funny, like remember, when was it? It was like that week that everyone was using the AK-12, and it was like, did everyone just use the BAL because everyone told them to use it, or it was like, and people were
You see one guy do really well with a gun, and you're like, yo, this gun is
yo,
better.
that gun's better, and
it's
then
like,
everyone starts using.
And the irony was they didn't even patch the AK-12.
No.
It hadn't been touched.
No, and everyone was talking about how great it was. Like, I think there's some. I think actually the guns might be viable, but everyone's just so naive that they just don't want to
Why would you try anything else when the BAL works so
right,
well?
Why would you? The BAL is the best gun. Just use it. It's like nobody actually knows.
Right. No one puts the time into actually try. And then when they do, you actually see different
When they
guns
do,
come
you
out.
see something
like
like
the IMR. Everyone's like, the IMR doesn't work. And
or
I'm
you
like,
see
I'm sat
something
there
like
going, yes, it does.
Or you see something
It
like
works.
the EM1 or something like that. We saw like a few nights,
Right.
like in the Pro League, or you see somebody use the Amelie, bring that out.
SMGs.
Now we're seeing more TAC 19. I think it's just sometimes the players get a little lazy with what they want to try, or
Right.
or they just don't want to think outside of the box. But then the counter argument is you give everybody these guns and they're running around and whatnot. Like, where is the actual balance? But I think the balance is like kind of, it's situational. So it's like if you're an AR player, like you shouldn't, let's use like Retreat for an example, right? If you're an AR player, like I don't care what you say, whether it's like you say, oh, you know, ARs can't win gun battles like up close versus like subs, like they need to be like buffed. It's like, dude, you have an assault rifle, you're not supposed to win an up close battle versus subs.
That's the point.
So the real thing is don't run with a bow through towels,
right?
Or don't run with a bow up until the top
You're gonna get destroyed. Like,
you're
that's the
going to
point.
die. Like that's the point of having different guns.
Right.
Like with
Different
the way
classes.
everybody complains, it's like, oh, this gun should be able to do this. It's like then you're just then let's just all use the same gun. Because I mean, there have been games that have been
Right.
successful like that. In
Black
Halo,
Ops
it was like
1 was
battle
basically all
rifle the
FAMAS.
entire time. Black Ops 1 FAMAS
That
the
was all
entire
it was.
time.
That was literally all it was. It was
It was
very
like
weird if you saw something.
like Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2 was FAMAS like the entire time as well.
Really?
Yeah. The FAMAS has been the best gun in any game it's ever been.
Right?
Yeah.
It's weird that.
That's where like you kind of
apart from CS:GO.
Yeah, apart from CS:GO. But I think that's where you kind of need to find a balance. Like, but see, like that's a great example. It's like, okay, like you look at a game like Counter-Strike, for instance, and it's like, okay, you have like the assault rifles that do well at range, but then like the SMGs like would wreck it up close because you're still able to move when getting shot.
Right.
So it's like a battle there between the two. It's like,
it's interesting.
But then we have like stock, so many different things. Like COD is a lot more complicated than I think people understand. Like there's a lot more things to think about. So then
people, like going back to your point about people saying, oh, you know, we should buff this, nerf that in terms of the weapons. It's just like, no, we definitely shouldn't.
I even thought like, I mean, okay, I thought like at the beginning they had a really good argument when it's like, okay, the subs can't kill anything.
Right.
Like I thought that was a good argument.
Yeah, because they were completely, you couldn't use it. There was no viable
Right.
situation where you could use it. Now there is. It's like, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's absolutely fine. Taking away the ASM1 as well, the passive on that I think was a good thing.
Yeah.
Because you can still use the ASM1. It's not like it's completely like.
I would
oh,
like to
can't
see the
use it.
passive being taken away in the bow and have a more steady fire rate. I think you would have seen more variation in AR use.
Right.
Like you would have seen more AK-12. You would have seen more IMR.
Yeah.
If it didn't shoot lasers at 1,000,000 miles an hour.
It's pretty powerful.
I think that would have been cool if they would have touched that or tinkered with it a little bit. And then
I agree with that.
Like how to make some other guns. I mean, I thought the KF5. I mean that gun, but there's no real like space you could use it. Like there's no really like I'm trying to think of like a hill you could be like
First
okay.
on Biolab, but now you're gonna use a shotgun on that anyway. So it's like, why would
Right.
you run a KF5?
Maybe
when
like
you're
the
gonna use a shotgun
last
in
hill
your
on
face?
Biolab. Yeah.
Maybe.
Like a KF5.
But again, shotguns kind of come out again on first and last on Bio.
Right.
Really?
Well, the thing that
There's
also
not many-
changes, like
blue, maybe
gun meta, like gun balancing as well, is really difficult from respawn to S&D as well.
Right. It
I mean,
becomes
you make a
completely
gun balance for respawn, it could be completely broken in search and destroy. So, it's a huge thing to balance.
What do you reckon the community's favorite game mode across all Call of Duties has been?
Community, as in competitive community, or just casual
like competitive
community?
Like, what is the consistent game mode?
What's S&D?
Do you reckon the community would agree? Or would they say, like, a fan favorite, like Uplink, for example, this year would be, like, the best game type of all time?
Well, I mean, you would say, like, okay, like Hardpoint, like, is the one everybody loves, but like,
Hardpoint
it's not
on
in every
AW
game.
was so different than it was in Black Ops 2.
Right.
Like, playing
this
two different
Hardpoint,
games. It's
this
not the same
Hardpoint
Hardpoint
is
at
in
all.
no. It's not about setups. Like Black Ops 2 is about like
It's just about killing. This is just about
rotation setup.
slaying.
This is about just killing because it moves so fast.
Right.
But then it's like you put it to 5-second respawn and then you lose a lot of that crazy
But would you,
plays.
though?
Things happen. You would. I think you would.
I think if you put it at 5, it kind of goes back to setup style. To a degree. Because you're still quick. Like,
The thing that I also think eliminates some of the setups is you think about it. It's like, okay, you rotate early to a hill, you're able to get control at the start. Like, you're able to flood so fast and just overwhelm one player so fast that there's always no reason to rotate
Right.
early. Like, really early. Like, remember, like, Black Ops 2, there are some times where, you know, like, in team chats where I would, like, be like, yo, like, let's give up. And it's like
25 seconds,
25, 30 seconds on the hill. Like, yo, let's just set up for the next one.
it's just not worth it.
Right, like somebody would die, like 20 seconds left on
Like,
the hill.
on
just
Raid,
rotate.
from Garage Hill to Basketball
Yeah.
Hill, sometimes you're just like, well, we're not going to break
Just
this.
stay.
Just stay, right? Set up. Play them out.
So you look at it, it's like, okay, speed of the game, that factors into it.
Massively.
Does where the hills are placed in the rotation factor into it as well?
Yeah.
I think that definitely plays a huge part in it. Because there are some hills where, like you don't have to rotate because you can break it extremely easy. It's like the last hill on solar. There's no reason to rotate early.
Because you can just contest.
Because you just flood it through the front.
Right.
It's like you're moving so fast and you're spawning up so fast. You're putting so much pressure.
But that's the thing.
You're not able to contain it.
Would adding an extra 2.5 seconds to your respawn time make it so that that's a decision you actually have to make?
But would you lose a lot of the excitement we've gotten in Advanced Warfare with players dropping like 50 kills and
But it would give us a more structured
monster
game.
Right. But it gives you a more structured game.
I mean, I look at it, I'm like, well, I would rather have a structured game. Because it makes it more competitive. Because then your setups come back, everything kind of comes back. Yeah, it's cool. Oh, you know, like he just dropped 52 kills. Unbelievable.
You know what actually is, I don't even know why I just thought of it. Remember when we talked about like what you would add as like an EXO like yesterday? And we were like, we couldn't really think of anything. What happens if dashing and all the activities like that had like an energy bar? So you couldn't do it like all the time. And then there was an EXO ability that like regened it. Otherwise, if you used all of it, it was like gone.
For your life?
Yeah, for your life.
Oh, that's cool. That would be cool, actually. Because then you have to think tactically, when should I use my dashes?
When should I use my dashes?
When should I double jump?
When should I use my double jump?
Dude, that
would
fix so many things.
And then you have an EXO ability that
allows you to replenish that. Dude, that would be cool. I like that. That's a really good idea. Why'd you think of that now? You thought about 25. How did that even come into your mind? That was yesterday's show.
And we're not even like anywhere near that.
No,
topic.
we're not
kind
even
of popped in my head. I was like, that would be pretty sweet.
That'd be so cool. But then you need that energy bar in the first place, which is I think that's a great idea. Because then it kind of forces you to make the decision of, okay, do I dash run there? Because like it kind of slows down the game in a sense where it's like
it doesn't slow it down too much.
Right.
It still puts those crazy like
pace.
jumps and stuff in there.
And when someone does it, it kind of makes it more epic.
It's a special play.
Right. I like that a lot. Vandaha, if you're listening.
That'll be pretty sweet.
If exosuits are on the next card, it's the way to go.
I think that would be pretty cool. Because then you because then you add another EXO ability that's kind of like regen. That was the one where we didn't have two for. Like you had the stim for health. This could be one for like
energy. EXO energy. Dude, I love that idea. I really like that idea.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Dude, that would be sick. That'd be sick. Anyway, that concludes QuickScope.
Yeah, that was a good segment.
That was an interesting little topic towards the end. Nice conversation. Casual chit chat. But game battles. We love GBs.
We love
GB
game battles.
2v2 and a 4v4 going on today. 4v4 at 6 p.m. Eastern and a 2v2 at 9 p.m. Eastern as well. There is an awesome tournament this Saturday.
Yo.
What?
A Saturday?
Yeah, on Saturday is a tournament.
What are they doing on Saturday?
They got a 4v4 $1,000 free credit to enter. You just have to be GB Premium member to enter. So that's pretty cool.
I thought we were talking about a 10K on Sunday.
There is also a 10K on Sunday. There is that as well.
There is a 10K on Sunday.
Dude, I'm playing the 10K.
Who you cast with Saturday?
I don't know yet. I haven't.
I got my caster for Sunday, right?
Who you casting with then?
Yo, me and Chance are the homies.
Damn it, Chance. I don't want to put Chance 2 days in a row. I played Chance today in a GB. Fun fact, destroyed him.
You played like randomly, or was it?
He challenged the team.
Okay.
And I just embarrassed him several times. It was great.
Okay.
But the last time Chance played a GB was when he was on the Wii. Do you know about that? Do you not know this? Oh my god. Chance used to be a competitive Wii player. Dead ass serious. He was like one of the top 10 players on game battles on the Wii. I watched his Wii montage. It's actually sick, dude.
He has a Wii montage?
It's actually sick.
What's it called?
It's actually sick. I'll bring it up.
What is it?
I'll bring it up later on. I'm not going to say. He asked me not to reveal his YouTube channel.
Oh my god, that is too funny.
Bless his heart.
That is too funny.
Who
Guys,
am I?
Quick, before the commercial break, we're going to give you another Who Am I? I was the #1 Slayer in Season 1.
I mean,
I
that
won a
just gives it
mid-season
away.
award in yesterday's show. You see the stats down there. 8
JP needs
hardpoint
to get
caps
better
to
at
game.
this. That was
3 defends, 1.15 KD, 31.81 Slayer rating. We'll tell you who that is right after this quick commercial break.
We're gonna